Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDO44. So I'm sitting here watching the Washington Wizards highlights of the Philadelphia 76ers, and my mind just started to just kind of wander. Didn't even finish the highlights, just turned on the recorder. This is where my head is. This is one of those seasons in the NBA where there are teams out there that have been built the right way and have peaked at this moment. And because of the presence of the super teams that exist, both my favorite team, the Lakers, and the Brooklyn Nets, those teams are just not going to win the championship. And usually when the super team, I don't know, maybe this isn't new, obviously, but usually when a super team is in existence, I don't usually feel that way. Usually there's a bunch of other teams that are really not up to par, or maybe there's some teams that are they're good, but they're never going to be on a super team level, or they're in their transition or whatever. But you look at a team like Milwaukee, or a team like Philadelphia, whom I was watching. Philadelphia's built the right way. They got superstar players. They got shooting now. You know, that was one of their problems over the years. They took care of that. They got shooting. They got the superstar coach, the MVP candidate, the 1-2 punch with another superstar youngster. And you got Tobias Harris, who's like the best third wheel in the league right now, arguably. You got all this good stuff going on. But then you look over at the Nets, who have 3 superstars and a bunch of guys who are just kind of guys. And you know they're going to win these. There's no conversation to be had. Joel Embiid and all his size and talent, like I said, those guys, they have plenty of talent, but you're not going to out-duel KD, Kyrie, and James Harden. You're just not going to do that. You can put those 3 guys down there with a tall guy and myself, somebody who's 7 feet and myself, and then we're going to win games. We're going to win a lot of games. And I don't think I've ever thought about it as I don't really like that. But right now I'm thinking about it, and I don't think I like that. I think I look at the Philadelphia 76ers and I say, man, this is their year to come out. If not them, Milwaukee. It should be Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Eastern Conference Finals. But because of this manufactured super team that was just kind of tossed together over the last year and a half, with, like I said, a bunch of guys outside of the 3 who were solid, but they don't have a real role playing. They don't have a big time deep roster. They just have 3 MVPs and the players that they have who are solid, serviceable guys, good guys. They don't suck or anything, but you just kind of want to see a team like Philadelphia, who's been waiting this long with their process, to come out this year. You want to see them run straight through the Eastern Conference like they're supposed to and run into a Milwaukee team and may the best team win. That's what I would want to see in the Eastern Conference, but the Nets are ruining that for me. And the thing about the Nets for me personally is they wear black and white, bro. That's like the Spurs. It's like the Raiders. It's kind of, for me, just that's just not the color scheme I want to see a super team wear. That has nothing to do with anything, obviously, but just for me personally, I look down there and I see Kyrie, KD, and James Harden wearing black and white jerseys, say Brooklyn on it. It just don't move me like that. It just don't move me, man. It's like just watching the Spurs win all over again. It's I don't know. That's not a basketball thing, but that's just a me thing. But either way. So I'm looking at all of this, and I'm just saying, man, in the Western Conference, it's not as like that necessarily. I mean, you look at Utah, but Utah is not. There's no guarantee Utah would win through the West. Phoenix is a really good team, but there's no guarantee that if the Lakers didn't exist, they would run through the West. Denver's missing Jamal Murray, so there's no guarantee. So in the Western Conference, it's a little different. Portland's not quite there. They're not super, built in some, perfect fashion like I'd say Philly is at this point, or Milwaukee with a complete vision of what they wanted, and now they just have to get the winning going. It's none of that. You don't have a super team necessarily keeping a team that's deserving from winning. In the Eastern Conference, you got about 2 of those. And like I said, it's been like that forever. You can go back to the Michael Jordan days, say the same thing about the Knicks and the Pacers. You can go back to even LeBron's Cleveland days. You could probably say that about Indiana. There's many teams over the years, I'm sure, that you could talk about that kind of fit that bill. However, for me, this season, it just seems to stand out a bit more for some reason. When I look at Philadelphia and Milwaukee particularly, and I just say they're not coming out of the East, and they should. They just simply should, bro. The Nets are not a more thought-out, put-together game plan. than those two teams. Put it like that. Philly went through, what, 7, 8 years of trying to get their process and trying to get this roster to where it is. And Milwaukee, we know what Milwaukee went through. I mean, it's well documented. They got plenty of stuff that they've been trying to put together. They finally got all of it to line up. And they should be good enough to come out of the East this year, if not for Philadelphia. That's what it should be. But that ain't what it's going to be. We're going to watch the Brooklyn Nets jump shoot everybody to death, put people in, spin cycles, and, Kyrie's going to do his thing. And we're going to watch them run straight through the Eastern Conference. That's what we're going to see. They're going to run straight through it. God bless Jason Tatum for making it a series over there, putting up 50 just to beat those guys. But he's going to do that every night just to have a chance. It's not going to happen. So we know that series is all but done. And, I want to preface this by saying I made a mistake in the last video and said that the Atlanta Hawks would give Milwaukee problems, and they're not going to play them in the second round. They will be playing the Philadelphia 76ers. The Hawks and the Sixers will play the Nets, and Milwaukee will play. And that is going to be that's going to be sad. The Milwaukee, as good as they are, they're going to run into those Nets, and they're going to get knocked off. It's just, I'm sure I'll make a video about it, but I can tell you that now. It's going to happen. It's inevitable at this point. So anyway, it's kind of depressing, but that's what it is, man. The super team is kind of messing up things for teams that have been built the right way, in my opinion. That's what I got to say. My name is BDF44. Thank you guys for watching. I'm out.